guys, it's Kelly here from Spiritual Awakening Signs, and if you don't know me, I help people like you who are going through awakening to reduce your symptoms and make the whole process much easier. And of course we can do that while activating psychic senses. We can help you step into your purpose and really align with your higher self. It's a really exciting time and another exciting video. So we're doing a card reading today to really help you to get the messages that you need to move forward in your spiritual awakening. So it's specifically for those of us who are going through spiritual awakening, and we will be working through these cards, and we will choose one card for everyone to see what's going on for us really collectively through spiritual awakening, what we need to watch out for as a theme. And then we'll also be going into cards 1, 2 or 3, where you'll be able to intuit and choose a card that's going to be the message that you most need right now. So you'll get exactly what you need today and the guidance that you need, and of course give us your feedback below to let us know if it resonates with you. Now, before we get into these cards, what I will tell you is that I tend to use angel cards. Okay, so I've got my little deck here, and I use angel cards specifically because the messages are very clear, they're very accurate, and they're also really positive and constructive. So don't worry so much if you're not necessarily feeling in tune with the angels, or it's not something you've worked with before. It's really just a way of us bringing through the messages that we need, and it's still a very powerful energy. So hi there to everyone. I can see loads of people have joined us live. Say hello, tell me who you are and where you're from, and I'll give you a little shout out before we get started. Let's see who's joined us already. So we've got Julie. She said good morning, no good afternoon. Yes, it's good afternoon for us here, but that's okay. Hi there, thanks for joining us. We've got Hayley. We've got Anina. Hello there. Let's see, we've got Enchantée. Hi again. We've got Hayley. She's all ready for a card. We've got Marie. We've got Jodianne from Melbourne. Hi there, fantastic. We've got Hannah. And we've got lots of people asking for cards. We've got Kate as well. Lots of you joining us today, so let's get right into this card reading. So first of all, we're doing the card that we need for all of us. What is it that we need to know collectively in our spiritual awakening? What's going to help us all? And one has just literally jumped out, so this is the one that we're going to go with. Beautiful card. So this card here. And this card's all about joy, but what I can see, what we really need to acknowledge collectively right now, I know it's a dark time, and I know that people are feeling afraid, we're feeling uncertain, we're looking at things, and we thought things were going to get better, and it seems to be more crazy than ever. But what this card really is acknowledging is that movement into these higher energies, that movement into really better times, higher alignment, more spiritual connectedness, and of course joy. It's a reminder that joy will come back, that we're moving into that energy right now, and we don't need to wallow too much in the darkness as it's all being purged. Everything's moving up to the surface, but it's a reminder that joy will come again, and also a reminder maybe in the moment to experience joy, to not allow yourself to become so detached from it because of the external circumstances. It's about finding your center, finding your center point and reconnecting to that joy, because it's still there for all of us. And it's also about making sure that you find time where you can kind of let go of your responsibilities, where you can be free, where you can just have fun, where you can do something that really lights your spirit, that really ignites your passion and that joy to be alive, and that enjoyment. It's really important that we tune into that right now, because this card's telling me that good times are coming, even though things may seem quite challenging at the moment. There really is exciting higher vibrational energy there, and I can see it, and also just a wonderful feeling. And also interestingly, what's coming up is water. I feel like a lot of us would benefit from moving towards water, going there if you're able to get out and about. I know the circumstances may not allow that right at the moment, but whenever you can, get next to some form of body of water. I know I like to do that here in Scotland, walk around the lochs and take in the nature, but really important for you to be connecting to the earth right now. And I feel that the more you can anchor yourself to the earth, and the more that you can connect in a grounded way to nature, and particularly water, you're going to find it's easier for you to move into those higher energy states of joy and happiness, and that kind of uplift that you can get. Good times are coming. Just hold on a little while longer and allow those energies to move you forward. Move with it. Okay, So that's the card for all of us, and it jumped out, so they must have been needing that joy. Let's take a look at the next card. So what card are you feeling is right for you? Is it card number 1, number 2, or number 3? So what's the first one that pops into your head? Let us know below, and we'll get working on these cards. So card number 1, if you've chosen card number 1, this is the card for you. Let's see what message you need right now. Let's see. A lot of wiggling around. I feel that there's actually a few messages that could come through for card number 1. We'll just see. What's the most important thing? Let us know. Okay, okay, card number 1, here's what's coming up. This card here. Now I know it's backward for you guys, but be honest with yourself. This is a very powerful card, and it can really be quite useful in awakening, but it can feel a little bit scary when it comes up at first. But what it means is it's all about acknowledging the truths within yourself, and this tells me that there may be some truths that not necessarily you don't know about, but that you're maybe not acknowledging the emotion and the feeling that you feel. There's a vulnerability to this card. This woman's, kind of clenching her hands up around her. She's protecting herself, and it's really about acknowledging the truth about what I'm feeling is the way things are. Maybe there's some things in your family, maybe there's some dynamics around you, and it's kind of like you keep trying to set it a certain way and it's not quite gonna go. And this card's really all about acknowledging the way that things may have changed, acknowledging the way things are, and knowing that everything's going to be okay. You just need to acknowledge the truth. The truth's going to be your power. When you can really look at things without illusions, you're going to be free. And I think this is very much what awakening is about. It's about stepping into that area, which sometimes takes a big deep breath, where it's like, okay, I'm a little bit nervous to look at that, but when I look at it and I confront it and I face it, with all that honesty within myself, that's when I really step into my power and I'm able to do wonderful things. So this might be about learning some new information, but I think it's more probably in alignment with acknowledging the truths that are rising up in you, and it may be perceptions you have about others, about dynamics that you're in friends, family, relationships, but it's about that thing that's maybe been kind of nagging at you for a while that creates a bit of churning in your stomach. You need to be willing to acknowledge that and acknowledge the upset that might be there too, to move forward. But I do feel that when you move into that energy, there's going to be a lot of healing. This entire card is all in blue, which to me is very much about that healing energy moving in, and also about clear communication. So the more that you can communicate clearly, the more you're going to find that these things are able to be resolved. The challenges that you're in and the difficulties that you're in, and the dynamics of family, friends and relationships around you are going to clear, because you're speaking truly from that throat chakra and you're speaking your honesty. And I think there might also be a little bit of energy of trying to hold your feelings down. That woman's not just protecting herself, also it's as if she's trying to pack all those emotions down. Let the emotions up. So if you feel angry at someone, if you're hurt, if there's something that needs to be said, don't censor yourself. This is one area where the love and light perspective doesn't always do us justice. Sometimes you need to speak your truth. Sometimes you need to acknowledge how hurt you are or how upset you are over something. So please step into that energy, speak your truth, and just watch the changes and the wonder that can bring as everything can start to be transformed and built anew in a much better energy. So honesty is key. So that was card number 1. Let's get into card number 2. So if you've selected card number 2, this is your card. And if you selected card number 1, let us know if any of that resonates with what's going on for you right now. Might not even be here yet, but it's probably stuff that's going on right now. So let's see, card number 2. It's heavy energy. Now this has come up before. So if you're getting this card for a second time, it's a real hint that you have to take the message on board. Okay, this has come up before. Heart chakra, again, we're in blues, we're in healing energy, and we've got that same image, isn't that funny, of that woman with the hands up over, crisscrossing. I feel that this is about heart pain. I feel it's about wounding. And I also feel it's about longing for times that have passed. I think this is going to be all similar energies here because we're processing a lot within our family dynamics, within our relationships, within the way things are around about us. So there's a kind of longing for the past there. There's a longing for the way things were. And sometimes that happens in awakening. We start reflecting on the past and thinking, oh, well, it was much easier back then, or things were much better. Sometimes that's not really the truth, and sometimes that's, again, like the card before, it's about acknowledging the truths that rise up in us. Was it really as good as you thought? Was it really the way that you perceived it to be? Because it feels to me in this card that there's a little bit of holding on to something that's not a complete illusion, but there are some truths about the past or about that thing that you're focusing on that you might not be quite able to see at the moment, and you're going to need to let those feelings come up so that you can really see clearly. This is all about emotions and all about the heart, and I feel like there are a lot of areas where you're harbouring might be the wrong word, but certainly carrying a lot of past pain. There's a lot of sadness, and there's a big sense of loss that's going on here. But what I really want you to know is that this is a temporary thing, and the energy of this card, you'll notice that this woman is feeling the pain. She's looking out towards the past. She's reflecting on things that have happened before, but she's also on a staircase, and she's actually on her way up, and she's just stopped to look back for a little moment. So this is really like you and your awakening, and I want you to focus on that and be aware of that. Sometimes these emotions and sadnesses come up. Sometimes we have reflections on the past that come up, and we start to think, oh, look at the way it was, I wish I could go back. But you're already on the trajectory to something so much higher, and you need to change your perspective. This isn't a loss. It feels like loss. I get that's the energy that's going on for you just now, but you've not lost anything. You've got everything to gain, and everything can be transformed and rebuilt in this new, absolutely new energy where things are going to be in alignment. And the thing that caused you the pain when you're looking back at these things is going to dissolve. It's going to be different. It's going to be built anew without the pain. And that's really what this is all about. So I feel like you're going to need to take a little bit of time to honour the pain that's going on in there. And I think this might also come up for people who are not as in touch with their emotions. You might find that you're getting this card and you're like, I don't feel anything. Well, that's the key. Because if you're getting that energy and you're having that thought, there's a whole storm of other stuff going on under there that you've just not quite accessed yet. And when you do let it come up, have a little cry or feel the emotions, or write it out, do whatever you need to do to kind of express that and get it out. But the more that you can do that you're going to clear this energy in the heart chakra, and you're going to really be able to move up in a massive way. This staircase isn't a coincidence. This is about you and your trajectory towards ascension and enlightenment. It's you're halfway up the staircase, and you're just taking a little moment to kind of reflect back on all the stuff that's been. But it's already been. Move on to these higher things and take the wisdom and the knowledge and the love with you, but move on to higher things, because it's time to move on now. You don't need to stay stuck in hurt feelings anymore. Ready to move on. Also a lot of white in that image, which is very much about transcending the darker energies. And that's strange. There's a little kind of I suppose it's like a little bit of feathers and something around this woman's arm, but at first glance there I thought it was someone holding her arm. So that tells me that you might feel alone as you're dealing with all this stuff that's going on. You're not alone. That concept of me thinking I saw someone holding the hand, it's a very angelic energy because it's almost see-through, so it's angelic or spirit. Someone's with you and you're not on your own, so please know that's very, very important. Okay? Right, card number 3. Now I can see other people have joined us. If you've missed your card, because I can see someone's in card 2, we've just read it, just wait till the video's finished and you can rewind and have a look, check and see what message was for you. And this is card number 3. So again, if any of these messages have resonated, do let us know below. We'll love to hear about it. And it's always good to get a message that's in alignment, something that you need. I know how tough times like this can be and how tough it can be to move through awakening. So, okay, so those who chose card number 3, what is it that you need right now? Let's see. Okay, card number 3, interesting. So, card number 3, very much about a change in direction. So this is where you're starting to look over things. Things maybe aren't quite as you had planned, or maybe there's been some sort of a change, but it's about deciding to go in a completely different direction from where you were before. And what I can say is that a lot of this is in a spiritual sense too. We're up in the clouds. It's very kind of heavenly, the energy that we're looking at. We've got little angels. So very much about moving into higher spheres of energy, whether that's something in your career or it's just the direction you're moving in life. But this is a really positive card. It's got a feeling of, there's a song playing in my head, walking back to happiness. That's the energy that's coming right now. It's a kind of dusting myself off. This is the direction I'm going, that's where I want to be, and it's like skipping along with a little bit of joy in your step, and that's a really fantastic energy. So I feel like whatever you put your thoughts into and your energy into right now, really a fantastic positive energy. It's going to absolutely fuel the direction that you're going in and bring really a lot of positive things. This is a really good sign of some fantastic things to come. I also feel that there's an energy of being guided, so you're not completely on your own when you're saying, I'm going to go and do this, or I might just have an idea of doing this. I'm also getting the energy, this is coming in quite quickly, that you may be inspired to do something totally different. So pay attention to that. If something pops into your head that it's like, I might do this thing, and you suddenly inspired to do something, it's like, that's odd. But if it inspires fun, it inspires joy, it inspires happiness, go for it. Because I'm really being shown that the energy of this is absolutely fully being supported, moving into whatever it is that you want to move into. And there's also an energy, this could actually be to do with children. So if you're thinking of starting a family, or you're thinking of working with children or doing something that will impact children in some way, that energy could be coming up there. But there's also a little bit of that kind of childlike innocence where kids are just playing and they're just in their own little world, and they're singing away to themselves and they're really happy, totally engrossed in what they're doing. It's about having that energy in some space in your life now as an adult. So whether it's something that you begin to do as a hobby that's enjoyable, or a new career path, or you connect with some new people, you start going somewhere different, it's all about positivity. So really, really positive energy here. And also there's a little bit, and this seems strange timing for this to come up, a little bit to do with travel. Positivity around travel, which I know would seem odd because we're not really in an area where we're that able to do that with the things that are going on right now. But if travel isn't something that's coming up just now, I feel like that's going to be a big part of your life. Everything's starting to expand and open out, and possibilities are becoming available to you in a way that maybe they haven't before. Very, very exciting. So fantastic energy from all of those cards, and the key that's really coming in is positivity, is joy, is happiness. And I think we've needed that because things have been a little bit low recently, and I know everyone's feeling upset and it's stressful, really stressful time. But what the guides are telling us is optimism, positivity, joy is all moving in a positive direction. So don't allow yourself to be too bogged down by what's going on. Try and move into those happier energies where you can, while still acknowledging any of the emotions that come up. So let's see any feedback that we've had. Let's see, Anina said, thank you Kelly for card number 2, that gives me comfort. I'm really glad that it brought you some comfort. Anina, that's great. Julie says, I'm feeling this card too. Let's see, Enchantée found that card 3 resonated so well, which is fantastic. Let's see what else. Enchantée says, my archetype is innocent. That may be some of that energy that was coming up in the card. She says, I have this gift of seeing the world in a childlike way. That's a great way of putting it. That is actually what was coming up in the card. It's that childlike innocence of like, yay, everything's going to be okay, and just happy and kind of jolly in whatever you're doing. It's a really lovely energy, so you're very lucky to have that. Let's see, Kate says, I chose card number 1, which resonated highly, but card number 2 brought up a lot of emotion and tears. Well, that's not easy, I know, when that comes up, but what I can say is that's a good sign. Starting to release, and anyone else who's watching this and found that it started to stir something up, that's probably exactly what the card was designed to do. Get that emotion to the surface and get it out. Don't hold it inside, get it out, and you'll come further into alignment, and you'll be happier as well, because that's really what this is all about, how to move you into joy. And we saw that everyone has different issues in that, and sometimes of course 2 cards can resonate with us. It happens very often. So that's our messages for today. If you're interested in learning more about how the angels might work with you or contact you, you can check out our little video in the description below. It's fantastic, and once you actually start tuning into that, you find that it shows up everywhere, which is really cool. It's the most amazing feeling when you start noticing things once you've tuned into it. So do check that out. Remember to click below to be notified whenever we go live, because we're live pretty often. And of course you can click, if you're watching on YouTube, to subscribe to our channel with lots more videos to come, lots more card readings, lots more guidance on awakening, and a lot more just great spiritual content that we are very excited to share with you. So whatever you're up to today, guys, have a great day and see you again soon.